Hello everyone, welcome to Diary of a 21st Century Mystic, and today I've got a wonderful guest. Steve Bowman is the Director of Conscious Governance, one of the most innovative strategists, or how would you describe yourself, Steve?
Someone who enables CEOs and boards to look at things in very different ways.
Okay, that sounds excellent. And Steve is not only a wonderful chap, he's one of the smartest guys I've met recently. He's very into asking questions that really provoke thinking and deep thinking. Can you tell us about some way that you've used intuitive intelligence to create what you want, or to explore something new?
Well, one of the things we do is we work a lot with CEOs and boards, and particularly with organisations that really change society. And what we've found is that the best way to actually get people to recognise that they can actually make even greater change out there, and therefore create the society that we all want to live in, is by them willing to be the question. Now, when we talk about intuitive intelligence, to me, the gateway that unlocks intuitive intelligence is the questions that we're willing to be, even before we even choose to ask them. So one of the things that we show people and get them to at least entertain the notion of what if you were actually willing to be the question in everything before you even opened your mouth. Tap into what is possible without even putting words to it. Understand that there's an infinite universe out there. What would that look like if I looked at things from a slightly different point of view? So the whole notion to us of intuitive intelligence is just understanding it's a totally abundant, infinite universe out there, and we work so hard not to see so much of what's out there. Being the question enables you to open up to that sense of curiosity about what else is possible, where else might it be, what am I not asking here, what questions should I be asking? Because one of the things we know about these questions is that they will actually open up the possibilities rather than close them down. So to us, being the question in everything is an incredibly powerful tool.
Oh, that's great, Steve. I just thought of a question off the top of my head here. I hope you don't mind me asking you this one. And you don't need to actually name a person or a company if you want. But what's the most amazing transformation you've seen in a person or organisation as a result of what you do?
We see this all the time, particularly when we start to talk to people about the lies of scarcity and understanding how they function from that. Because the lie of scarcity says that there's not enough out there, that it's bloody hard, and there's nothing you can do about it. So they're the three lies. So the power of the question and being the question is then to say, well, what if that wasn't so? What if there was plenty out there? Where is it? Who is it? And we've had people who've said, that question alone has got us to look in different places and create different revenue streams that have always been there, but we've been refusing to see it because we thought there was not enough. So that very simple question of, well, there's plenty out there. Where is it? Wonder what it's like. What if it wasn't so? And then as soon as people think it's hard, they'll prove and show you the evidence of how hard things is. So just turn it into a question. What if this was easy? What would need to change? We've seen organisations totally restructure once they've realised things are actually easy, and therefore they'd have to put in place the staff training, the policies, the procedures to actually make it even easier, rather than looking for all the evidence to prove how hard it was. So
that sounds like pretty serious stuff, Steve.
Oh, yeah, real serious stuff. The trouble is people take it so seriously. They think this is the way the world is, and they're absolutely right, because they create their world that way. Our role, and we do this with CEOs and boards all over the world, what if that wasn't so? What would that look like? And just that question itself can transform organisations, because we've had, one... Do you want me to tell a story? Quick one?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So one organisation was running at about $50 million for the last 15 years, hadn't been able to go above or below. And I said to the CEO, so what's going on? He said, look, we can't get above this sort of level of resistance. And I said, well, what would need to change if you were a $50 billion organisation? And he said, probably my point of view. And I said, well, what would that look like? And he said, well, I'd probably need to get good staff around me that could do that. All of a sudden he came up with 6 different things straight away in 3 minutes to turn his organisation from 50 million into something different than that. And he knew it already, but he'd been refusing to see it. He had staff asking the same questions. And he just asked them, what would you do if you were the staff of a $50 billion organisation? And they said, well, we'd probably do this, this and this. And I said, that's all it is, the power of the question.
Fantastic, Steve. And what are you doing next? Can you tell us
So
we're
working a lot with boards and CEOs in the area of strategy. But it's interesting, people think strategy is all sorts of different things, and our question is, well, what if it wasn't? What if strategy was actually easy, quick, strategic, and actually created a difference in the world? Let's look at that. So we do a lot of work in that area. The next one that we've got coming up is a major student organisation. We're actually working with them to keep strategy over the next 3 years. And one of the things we invited them to do is to invite along some key stakeholders. So they've got the Vice-Chancellor coming on. Just by asking that person has already created the money. So just, we can't do this because we've never done it, is a way to actually keep yourself locked in to prove your point of view about how the world should be. Mm-hmm. Our job is to just ask questions.
Great. And Steve's got lots of wonderful ideas and strategies. And where can people find you?
We've got a website, conscious-governance.com. Or we've got another one that is nomorebusinessusual.com, which takes us out into the business field. A lot of what we do is about people tapping into their own intuitive awareness and using the skills they've already got, but they're just refusing to use to actually look at things differently.
And what is this book you've got here? Maybe that's just the last thing you can show us.
This is No More Business as Usual. This is doing really well around the world. And what we've done is we've taken examples from all of the businesses that have treated business as usual, creating their reality based on the past, and those organisations that were willing to ask questions. And the specific examples in there of both organisations and individuals that have created a great difference. And then illustrating that using the notions of spiritual enlightenment, but also putting it into the business sense. And it's some damn good stories in there.
That's great. Well, thanks very much for being here. You're actually the first interviewee on my Diary of a 21st Century Mystic project, so it's been a real pleasure having you here.
My great pleasure.
And okay, thank you.